Next, Farm Bureau Insurance presents the MHSAA on Passports and the 1996 football finals. MHSAA On Pass is presented by Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, and by the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, promoting healthy eating habits through the Sports Nutrition Award Program.
From the Pontiac Silverdome, Farm Bureau Insurance presents the Class Double D State Football Championship between the Wildcats of Pittsford High and the Lakers of Maple City Glen Lake. Hello again, everyone. I'm Rick Berkey along with Rob Rubik for a big matchup here in Double D. Should be a high-scoring affair. Both clubs can put the points on the board, and we start out with Pittsford and Glen Lake. Glen Lake runs a kind of a complicated veer offense.
Yeah, Glen Lake's offense is going to present some problems for Pittsford today. They run a veer. They run inside-outside veer, but the key to this offense, what really makes it go, is the fullback trap.
And Pittsford has a good defense, but at the same time, they can put some points on as well.
Oh, yeah, they have a very balanced attack. That's what's going to make them a formidable opponent today. They've thrown the ball for over 1,300 yards, and they've rushed the ball over for 2,000 yards.
Back to Pittsford, a guy that everybody's talking about from that area is junior tailback Nick Salazar.
Yeah, Nick's going to be the key today. Nick has rushed for over 1,700 yards. That's 10 yards per carry and 33 touchdowns this year.
33 scores, but not taking a back seat to him or anybody, Jeff Mikowski. He's a senior running back, and he's produced all season long for the Lakers.
Yeah, Jeff's a hard-nosed kid. Jeff's rushed for over 1,000 yards this year. That's 7 yards a carry he's had and 13 touchdowns. Very consistent player and a key to their offense.
Well, it should be a good one. Each team scoring a lot of points. We'll be back with the kickoff in just a moment. One of your sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
In every corner of the state, Michigan folks receive a special kind of insurance help from Farm Bureau Insurance agents. Help when it counts. People talking with people, and that'll never change. Wherever you live, whatever your lifestyle, your Farm Bureau agent is near you and has one objective.
We're making your future more predictable. Farm Bureau Insurance. Farm Bureau Insurance.
And now let's make that random call with today's $10,000 question. Who shot Alexander Hamilton in that famous duel? Hello, for $10,000. Excuse me? Oh, I'm sorry. Your time is up.
Got milk?
Back at the Dome, just moments away from the start of today's game. The Class Double D title on the line. Maple City Glen Lake. We'll call them Glen Lake from here on in. The Lakers taking on the Wildcats of Pittsford. Get a look there at Bob Clement, the veteran Pittsford coach, his 17th year heading up the program. And on the Lakers sideline, Bill Hollenbeck is in his 14th year. 6 playoff appearances for Bill. Did a great job up in the area. Why don't we take a look at the officials for today's game? They are from the mid-Michigan of the Lower Peninsula area. Richard Hammond, John Bly, Larry Shoemaker, Frank Costello, and Roger Small. And they'll be out there doing as good a job as they can, as will the players. An honor for all of those gentlemen to be on the Pontiac Silverdome turf. Rob Rubik, let's talk a little bit about a morning game. What does this do to the psyche and the preparation? Teams aren't used to playing at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Well, talk about high school kids on Saturday morning. Most of them are just getting up now to watch cartoons or something. They're getting out of bed about 10 in the morning. So it adds it's a little bit different, but the adrenaline that's going to be flowing here and pumping through these kids today, I don't think they're going to have a hard time being ready at 10 in the morning or 10 at night.
Chris Garvin, number 7, will kick it away. Nick Grabowski, Andy Town, and James Gallipo deep for Pittsford. And the Class Double D Championship is underway. Coming down to the 11, this is Town. Andy Town right up the gut. Andy Town could take it all the way. Only an ankle tackle by Brian Maurer, and Andy Town electrifies the crowd from Pittsford with the opening return.
What a way to start the game for Pittsford. You're going to see right here, you're going to see a lane coming down that's going to open up here, and he's going to take it right through that lane. There's some good blocking. They create a little bit of a seam, and look at the type of speed he accelerates through the hole. What a way for Pittsford to start the game today. Starting out on the 28-yard line of Glen Lake.
58 yards on the return. And now we start offensively for the Cats. On first down, Draper to the air, just out of reach. He was looking for Mark Caswell, a 6'2 senior end. And look at the offense. La Follette, Brasher, Bump, Black, Stuck, and more up front. Caswell split out along with Grabowski, Draper, Salazar, and Laws in the backfield. Defensively for the Lakers, Noonan, Bunting, Kolensky, Bowers, and Lacrosse in the 5-man front. Egloff, Kolensky, and Poplinski are the linebackers and the defensive backs. Here's our first look at Salazar. Gets about 7 off the left side. Nick Salazar, the junior, as we said in the pregame, over 1,700 yards, brought down by Corey Flaska, but Rob, he's averaged over 10 yards per carry. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, I think you're going to see right here, it's just a little toss sweep, and Nick does a nice job cutting it up inside the kickoff block. What's really impressive is, and what helps Nick, I think, is the way they're able to throw the ball. Throwing the ball for 1,300 yards during the course of the year, that really opens up your running game.
And I like that throw on first down. Even though it wasn't, even though it was complete, it sent a message.
Loosens up the D.
3rd down and 3. Draper will keep for the first down. He got a nice block from his center, Mike Bump. And Rob Draper, senior quarterback, number 10.
Well, this is something that I think the coaches saw up top. Right over the center is uncovered and automatic, where he just checks to a quarterback sneak. He follows Mike Bump as center, and he picks up about 6 or 7 yards on a quarterback sneak. So that might have been an automatic at the line of scrimmage where he changes the play.
So first down at the 15 for the Wildcats. Inside the 10 to about the 9. Joe Laws, a junior fullback on the carry that time, and well, you'd think with a guy getting 1,700 yards that nobody else would have much. Well, Joe Laws, number 30, has had himself a pretty good year himself, 650 yards and 8 touchdowns. Ben Lacrosse brought him down for the Lakers. 2nd and 5. Draper looks over the D. Salazar has a hole and a first down at the 3. It'll be 1st and goal. Boy, they're getting some good surge at the line, Rob.
They're getting a tremendous job by their offensive line, is opening up some huge holes. They really come off the ball well. Let's take a look right here from the end zone view. Watch a left tackle, left guard. Maple City's burying a little bit, and they stay right with their blocks. Nick Salazar does a nice job sticking it up through the hole. Presents a 1st and goal from the 3-yard line.
After the 58-yard return, the Wildcats knocking on the door. Pitch to Salazar. Hit at the 2. He lunges for the 1. We have a flag on the play.
I think we're going to see someone. The ball was kind of snapped late, legal procedure. Or actually, they call it legal shift. It looked like the center would snap the ball just a hair late. See the officials conferring a little bit with the Glen Lake captain.
They'll march off the penalty, and referee Richard Hammond out of St. John's will tell us the infraction.
Illegal shift on the offense, 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
What constitutes an illegal shift, Rob?
Well, it can be a number of things. It can be a back just moving with not necessarily motion but shifting. But it's right, I think it was actually a split end might have stepped up on the line. We didn't get to quite look at it there. But he might have covered his tight end.
Still 1st and goal. They will toss again to Salazar. Looking for the hole and he gets into the end zone. My goodness, I didn't think anything was there. Salazar exploded down the right sideline for the 9-yard TD dash.
We got an excellent job by Chad Black. We're going to get a look at this. The right guard will pull and does a nice job of kicking out and allowing Salazar. Let's take a look here. There's Chad. You see him stepping out, pulling, and he does. It looks like they might have it strung out, but keep an eye on 69. He'll step in and just get enough of number 88. Ryan Noonan to enable him to Salazar to get into the end zone.
Kevin Dickey apparently to try the extra point. Nick Grabowski will hold. Mike Bump the long snapper. Good snap, and the kick is good. So after the big return, Pittsford takes it in, and it's a 7-0 lead for the Wildcats. Keep it right here. One of your sponsors is the United Dairy Industry of Michigan.
Can I get some milk, please?
She got the last one.
Excuse me, I'll be right back, okay?
We need 2 special. All right, let's not take half of the bag, huh?
You become a sweet taste in my mouth.
Ooh.
And I know you're gonna. Oh, yeah.
I see.
Got milk. Check, please.
Whether they live on the farm, in the country, the suburbs, or downtown, Farm Bureau Insurance serves them all. Life, home, retirement, auto, business.
We're making your future more predictable. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Farm Bureau Insurance. Okay, we're going to take a look right here. You're going to see the right guard and right tackle both pull. That's kind of rare. It's kind of like a reverse counter trade. Usually they pull the opposite way, but it's just a toss pitch. They pull both the right guard. The tight end is trying to hook, and then they just peel back. 69 picks up one, 68 picks up the other. What a well-executed play. Those are some athletes. I mean, you got a right guard and right tackle that can get out and run and lead a toss sweep like that. The running back didn't even catch him. That shows some great foot speed by the offensive lineman for Pittsford.
Just a 6-play scoring drive as a result of the 58-yard return, and now Pittsford will boot it away.
While Maple City's going to have their work cut on offense, Pittsford has not allowed a point in the first quarter this season.
Mike Bump kicks it to Jeff Mikowski, and he's got a head of steam, and is he met at the 34-yard line. Kevin Dickey, and what a story, number 22, who makes the tackle here as 22 meets 22. We'll get to that, but let's check out the offense first of all. Up front, Kaplinsky, Garvin, Egloff, Bunning, Lacrosse, and Ryan Noonan. Split outs, Flaska and Garvin, Maurer, Mikowski, and Musselman in the backfield. Defensively, Bump, LaFollette, keep an eye on him, you'll hear his name a lot. Black, Sodergren, and Moore part of the 5-man front. 2 linebackers, Brasher and Dickey, Salazar, Caswell, Grabowski, and Draper in the backfield. First snap from scrimmage for the Lakers, off the left side for a few hard-earned yards. Kevin Dickey makes the tackle, number 22. He had major reconstructive surgery, 22 for, as we look at Jeff Mikowski, but the man making the tackle there he is. Nope, that's not him either. In any case, 22 had major reconstructive surgery in 1994, 2 years ago, and his football future was in doubt. There's no doubt now. There he is. Second down, they stay inside for a couple. That was JT Musselman rather. He's a junior fullback, averages about 8 yards a carry. Kevin Dickey brought him down again.
Well, the first 2 plays, you've seen 2 of the main 3 components of the Beer offense. They ran outside Beer the first play. This time they come back with inside Beer. As you watch right over the right guard. Take a look here. He's going to come to your left on the screen. He reads. The linebacker steps up into the quarterback's actually reading the down man, but there was no down defensive tackle, so he gave to the fullback.
3rd and a long 5 for the Lakers. Dive back gets nowhere. Mikowski hit the hole very quickly, but Todd Brasher returned the favor, number 62.
Number 22, I believe that's Kevin Dickey. Between the two of them, do they put a lick here? It's a give, a wham. Right now, you're right, it was 62. Brasher got him first, and Dickey came and cleaned up the leftovers. Great defensive stand by Pittsford. 3 and out.
Scott Bunting will punt it away. Nick Grabowski and Josh Hartman deep. A line drive kick taken by Hartman at about the 27. Trying to turn the corner is hogtied by J.T. Musselman. And not as good a field position as they had to start the game, but still pretty good at the 36 for the Wildcats.
Nice play by J.T. Musselman, fighting off a couple defenders to make the return man go lateral instead of up the field, limit him to a short return. You see the wall trying to set up, but he can't quite get to it. You get the whole wall right here setting up, but he can't quite get to it because Musselman individually fights off 2 blockers. A tremendous play.
He saved about 12 yards there.
Oh, maybe more.
Out of that I formation now, Salazar, the deep back, will take the handoff, spin away for a few, and gets a few more. Boy, he showed some nice shifting ability that time, Nick Salazar. He had a 94-yard touchdown run earlier this season. Ben Lacrosse finally brought him down, but look at his ability to spin away for extra yards.
Yeah, Nick's very slight ability. He's about 5'10", 160 pounds only, but he has a very elusive quality about him. He gets into a hole and he can spin, and doesn't give you much of a target as a defender to grab onto.
All said and done, he got 8 after that first down play. They'll keep it in the hands of the fullback, Joe Laws. And Joe barely got back to the line of scrimmage before being swallowed up by the right side of that Glen Lake defense, led by Nick Dunlop, number 87. 6'5", 255. And on 3rd and short, Draper goes long, looking for Grabowski. They won't catch him. Touchdown, Pittsford. 56 yards, Rob Draper to Nick Grabowski.
Well, that right there, that's coaching. That takes some, here's the ISO on Grabowski. You're going to see he comes down inside. He's going to give a little inside move. And he's just going right to the corner. It's 3rd down and short. The defensive backs get caught trying to help out on the run, sneaking up a little bit. And Maurer didn't have a chance to get him. Grabowski shows that he's got some good foot speed.
That is the 9th touchdown reception of the year for Grabowski. Kevin Dickey will attempt to make it 2 for 2 in conversions out of the hold of Nick Grabowski. And he does just that. So it's 14-0, and we've seen the speed here. And Rob, I guess we shouldn't be shocked at the speed we've seen on that return and that long play for a touchdown by Grabowski. Pittsford's boys track team has won the, we're going to watch the touchdown play here first.
Here's a look at Glen Lake, and the coach is trying to get things adjusted here. Here's a tight view. See a nice throw.
Okay, and there's the speed. As we said, Pittsford has, we go to the end zone look.
All right, we freeze it right here. What makes this play is this right here. It's 3rd down and 1. You see a great play action. He sticks it in there. He pulls it out. Right now, up top here, Maurer bites and enables Grabowski to get behind him. I'll tell you what, you got a quarterback that can play action fake. Steve DeBerg for years in the NFL was great at it, sticking the ball in with his one hand and deceiving the defense. And on a 3rd down and 1, that's just a tremendous call by the Pittsburgh coaching staff. Well, shows confidence, Rick. Shows confidence in your quarterback, shows confidence in your receivers.
See another quick drive here for Pittsford. Grabowski showed his speed there. Rob, he finished 2nd in the state 400-meter run in boys track last year. Guess who he finished 2nd to? Nick Salazar, his football teammate. They finished 1-2 in the state. In fact, the Pittsford boys track team has won the last 3 state track crowns in Class D.
That's kind of, maybe it's not a coincidence that they're here. We got a stat here, the longest kick return in Class Double D and the longest pass play in Class Double D for the finals. They've already set them both here today.
And we've played just a tad over half of the first quarter.
But Rick, the game we did yesterday, Granville spotted Harrison, 14 points. And what are we going to see? Maybe we'll see another one just like that.
Good point. Granville came back and won it.
Maple City didn't get here by not having a good offense, so we're going to see what they can do.
Another good kick to Jeff Mikowski back at the 5. Gets by a couple, and he turns it on up to the 45. Jeff Mikowski, good explosion. Nick Grabowski brought him down, but not till he picked up 40 yards on the return and gives the Lakers some momentum.
That's a big play, like you said, momentum. It's an important thing in a football as anything. Here we see the deep kick. Mikowski does a good, just a couple, oh, nice block there, getting some good blocks, a little bump block by 88. Makes another little move here to get himself another 10, 12 yards after. This is an important series for Glen Lake.
And Brian Maurer on first down will give, no, he'll keep it on the option. Still with the ball.
There's your veer.
Three quarters of the defense thought Mikowski had it, and I know at least one guy in the booth thought so.
Yeah, and what's important that the officials, the Glen Lake coach, I'm sure, have notified him before the game not to blow the whistle, to wait on blowing the whistle. Did we get an inadvertent, Steve, here?
Well, I'm not sure. They're marking
they may have got
it back.
an inadvertent. What happens is, in the veer offense, so many times the officials, I think they got an inadvertent.
Yeah, they're going to explain.
I tell you what, we were talking about it yesterday. When I coach at Lapeer East, we run the veer. And it's the most annoying thing for a coach when the officials blow it. It's hard on the officials because you do the ride to the fullback, and it looks like he has it, and they're trying to protect the kids. And they blow the whistle dead, but what happens is your quarterback pulls it and comes out, and they blow the whistle and they stop the play, and that's where the ball got marked, where the fullback was stopped.
And from the referee standpoint, that's the way you have to do it. You don't want to make the mistake, but if it happens, you have to stop it where you blow the whistle. Fumbled snap, and Brian Maurer, the sophomore quarterback, falls on it quickly. Little problem with the exchange between himself and the center, Joe Egloff.
That's tough. I mean, you get a second down, and first you get an inadvertent whistle, which costs you about 4 yards. And then you get a fumble on the snap, which costs you 4 yards. So here we see here, we're going to have both right guard and left guard were pulling, but he never got the exchange. He's a 15-year-old sophomore quarterback, but Coach Hollenbeck was saying he could not be more pleased with the job that he's done this year.
He's got two outstanding receivers to look for, in Chris Garvin and Corey Flaska. On third and long, he'll have to fire it long for Flaska. Incomplete. Pretty good coverage over there.
Yeah, I think Corey's a little upset with himself because he knows he could have made that play. He's got to make that play. And you see him coming over the sidelines. We can't. That's not a look at Flaska, but I'm looking down on the Maple City side here, and Corey's pretty upset. Here's another look. A little play action, not much of deception, but he sets up just a two-step drop. Maurer lets it go. And Corey sees the ball and comes back inside and just jumps a little bit early. He mistimed his jump, as you can see.
Scott Bunning punting again. Good pressure. He just gets it away towards the sideline. Grabowski watches it bounce over his head and inside the 5.
What is he? Oh, Lord.
Oh, my goodness.
What is he doing? I mean, it's on the 3. Don't get greedy.
Yeah, he had a chance to down at the 3, but again, the temptation there. Good hustle, though, we must mention, by Glen Lake's J.T. Musselman to be down there.
No, I'm sorry, right? Catch it right there. Don't wait. Don't get greedy. Oh, J.T., you're going to watch this, and you go home, watch the film, and you're going to kick yourself. Don't feel bad. I've seen a lot of guys who play in this stadium on Sunday do the same thing. So for a high school kid to do it, it's sometimes to be expected.
Especially in this stadium.
They got to get used to the turf. Don't make fun of my Lions, Rick.
On first down, Salazar off to the races again. He was held up momentarily, and I thought we were going to have a little wrong way Corrigan action there. I thought he was going to turn and run the other direction, but he kept spinning and picked up another first down.
Okay, we're going to take a look. It's just going to be a lead through the hole. Salazar's going to cut it up inside. The fullback Laws does a kick out. Actually, he cuts it inside. He got good push by Brasher's left guard. Cut it up inside. It was designed to go a little bit wider. There he is, going the wrong way. Someone give him a road map.
On the first down, fullback Joe Laws is hammered down shortly. The Glen Lake defense has been a stingy one this year. They gave up only 4 touchdowns in the regular season total. All 4 of those through the air. They did not give up a single rushing touchdown in the regular season. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's an impressive stat, and it shows consistency, and that's what you look for as a coach.
2nd and 8 now. Nick Grabowski, the dangerous one, split out wide to the right, but Mark Caswell also can hurt you on the receiving end. And Draper will go again for Grabowski, just beyond his reach.
I'll tell you what, I bet you that combination of Draper and Grabowski have given teams fit this year because he runs nice routes and the ball is well delivered.
Rob, I was a little skeptical, I must admit, when we watched Grabowski on the replay. We got the stats and said that Grabowski was averaging 30 yards per reception. But after we've seen it now, I guess we can't.
Okay, Rick, let's see what you know about coaching. Why does he average so many yards a catch?
Because he's very fast.
No, because they run the ball for 1,700 yards with one running back. You start cheating up, you start playing an 8-9 man front to stop the running game, and it opens up your passing game. That's close.
3rd and long.
Screen.
This is Salazar on the screen. Got a couple of blocks. And a first down near midfield. Boy, there was a wall of white shirts out in front of Nick Salazar.
The stat on Nick, he has 5 carries for 43 yards on TD already. We're still in the first quarter. Here's another look at the screen. A good job by Draper looking down the field. He dumps it off. Almost got 75, almost got a piece of it. Oh, nice peel back block by Mike Bump, the center. Another good block by Laws. You know why plays work when you see a replay and you see a lot of jerseys get knocked down by the offensive linemen. That's why plays have success. People on people, making blocks.
They will toss to Salazar, looking for his seam, and it's not there. A nice open field tackle by the Lakers' Corey Flaska, number 8.
I saw a flag come in late, Rick. I think we're also going to have a hold on Pittsford. You see the official.
And that is the call.
The Corey Flask will come flying up. That's the way you want your corners when they read it to come up.
Rob, a decisive edge in experience for Pittsford in this contest.
Yeah, Maple City Glen Lake is playing this today with only 8 seniors on the squad, so they're a very young team. And they're running a new offense. The Veer offense was only put in, I think, 2 years ago at Maple City. And it's an offense that really takes time to refine. The great coach Tony Neese at Montrose has had wonderful success with
on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. Replay first down.
We're going to get a look right here. I think it was a left guard, number 62, Brasher, right here. We're going to get a look. We get a little bit of, oh, I'm sorry. He got a little bit of a takedown, but even worse, I think it was right here. I'm getting some help from the booth here.
This is a backwards pass. That would be a lateral, but Salazar is turning it down the sideline. Just bumped out at the 30. We talked about that sprinter speed, and the state 400-meter champ almost busted that one for the distance.
Dude, this is great. And Salazar catches it, like you said. It's almost a lateral. Actually, it is a lateral. If he doesn't catch, that's a fumble. But watch the wall. Watch people. Watch Laws peel back here. We get one here, another one, 44 peeling back, and a wall sets up down the sideline, and Maurer makes another saving tackle. I think it's the second or third one today.
31-yard gain. Looking for Grabowski. Got about an 8-yard gain. Flaska, number 8, on the tackle for the Lakers.
We're seeing a well-oiled machine right now. The Pittsford offense, they're just doing everything. They're throwing the ball extremely well, rushing the ball well. Draper drops back. They do a little crossing route. They send the slot receiver into the flat, and they run the split end on a post. We're going to look here. Nice job. You see the split end coming to the post. Just a little crossing route. And I think Maple City was in thirds, where their secondaries playing each a third, and the corner had to come out of his deep third and come up and get the flat.
Second and short. Salazar that time will not get anything. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. Losing about a yard because of Ben Lacrosse, number 78.
Big Ben does a nice job in getting some inside penetration there.
The Pittsford offense averaged 41 points a game this year. fact, 41, the operative number, as 5 games they played this year, they scored exactly 41 points.
That's just being kind to your statistician, so when he figures out your average, it makes everything a lot easier at the end of the year.
Third down, about 3 for the Cats. For the first down, this is Josh Moore, fumbles the ball.
I think he recovered it.
Josh Moore, a senior, 200-pounder, made the catch. And Brian Maurer put a big lick on him to force the fumble. Watch
Put
it.
the helmet right on the ball. Boom, pops it out. Good job by Moore being alert to recover his own fumble.
Got a timeout called by the Glen Lake Lakers. I like the timeout here by Coach Hollenbeck. 2 years ago, Glen Lake won the state championship. And 2 years later, he's got him back. But this is such a young squad, really. Virtually a whole new ball game here for these Lakers. Tomorrow night, our coverage of the 1996 MHSAA football finals continues here on Passports with the Class AA championship game at 7 between Wall Lake Western and Sterling Heights Stevenson. Stay with us as we again bring you the best in high school sports coverage here on Pass. They are jumping for joy in the Pittsford section, and with good reason. It's their Wildcats on top 14-0, and the Cats with a first down at the 19 of the Glen Lake Lakers.
Well, we got a 1st and 10, and I think I pointed out yesterday, I really like seeing a coach take a defensive timeout. Too many coaches want to save just for the offense the last 2 minutes of the quarter, 2 minutes of the half. But it's just as important when you take defensive timeouts. What's the difference if you score 7 or you stop someone from getting 7? It's the same outcome. And I think it takes some confidence and some experience of coaching to realize that you need to do this to try to slow down a drive and maybe give your defense a better chance of stopping it.
On first down, option, and Draper muscles his way back to the line of scrimmage. Rob Draper passed for over 1,200 yards this year and 18 touchdowns. That time he ran the option.
He really wants to pitch the ball right here. He looks to pitch it, but they have the pitch man covered also. And he has to turn up. Ben Lacrosse was there, and he almost gets away from Ben, but Ben was able to bring him down for about a 1-yard gain.
Pretty good decision there, I thought, in not pitching it. 2nd and 10. They will toss. Salazar's got a seam, and he's down to the 6-yard line. Nick Salazar nearly scored again. That would be no big upset if he were to get in the end zone. His touchdown earlier in this quarter gave him 222 points this year.
Pittsford really does a nice job coming off the ball. And they're doing a little bit of a cross block at the point of attack. They're coming down with their tackle, kicking out their, kicking out the tackle, coming down with the tight end, and leading through with the fullback. It's presenting a lot of problems. Here's a little different set here. We got split backs with a wing.
Barring a penalty, this will be our last play, I think. Did Laws get in? No, he got to about the 2, and that will end our first quarter. The Pittsford Wildcats with a big first period of play, and they lead the Maple City Glen Lake Lakers 14-0 after 1 quarter of action. And you're watching the MHSAA on Pass. We come back for the second quarter of action here at the Pontiac Silverdome. Rick Berkey and Rob Rubik. And knocking on the door once again, the Pittsford Wildcats with a 1st and goal at the 2.
You see Rob Draper 4 for 6 passing for 113 yards. That's a serious average, about 27 yards a pass.
Make it 2nd and goal. They'll give it to the fullback. Touchdown Wildcats.
Well, that's nothing fancy. You're talking about, even though Salazar's over 1,700 yards, every now and then you got to feed your fullback. Just keep him happy. Here's just a straight ahead. Actually,
that was Salazar. He lined up over there.
Well, I don't think Laws would appreciate that. I mean, that's, come on, you're 2-yard line. They ran split backs.
And for the Wildcats, Kevin Dickey will try to make it 3 for 3 in conversion points. And a little hasty, one of the defenders there, hoping to get a chance to block the extra point. This will move it up halfway to a 1.5 yards out. Then you have a little better inclination to go for 2 sometimes.
Which he's doing. Good job, Coach Berkey. You see a couple people coming into the game. I think that's Draper and Laws are coming back into the game. The T is going out of the game. That's usually a really good sign.
Had a dead ball, encroachment on the defense to redo the extra point.
And from a 1.5 yards out, the Wildcats will stagger that set once again. Fumbled snap, but Draper picked it up and did not get in. So the conversion fails, and the score remains 20-0 in favor of Pittsford. Keep it right here. This is the MHSAA Championship Network.
You moron!
Fanatic.
You stink! Yeah, 41, you stink! Ref, you're an idiot! Boo! Boo! Kid, you're a moron!
Fan.
Defense, out of way. They're looking good. Teamwork. Take a shot. Yeah!
Be a fan, not a fanatic.
Tom, can I make a suggestion?
You're fired!
Welcome to eternity.
Heaven. Yeah. Now, wait a minute. Where am I?
Got milk.
All right, let's get a look right here. You're going to see a great job by the left guard. It's just a straight ahead dive, but he kind of bounces his block. He'll hit the tackle first, and he bounces off, gets a piece of the linebacker, enabling Salazar to follow inside. And that's just a great job by Todd Brasher, who's having an all-around tremendous game right now. Here's a drive, 12 plays, 80 yards, 425. Brasher, two-way player, making some plays, sticks at linebacker, also his left guard. And here's the fumbled snap. I don't think he ever got it. You see Draper right now clutching for the ball. He does get control of it, but number 78, Ben Lacrosse, was there to stop it.
So Mike Bump will bump it from the 40, coming over toward the sidelines, and Corey Flaska on the return. Good acceleration by Corey out near the 40. Another good return as Josh Hartman, number 2, made the tackle secure for the Wildcats, and now the Lakers are really in need of a successful drive here.
Well, I don't think they're dead in the water here, Rick, because the last drive they had a couple successful plays, but they had a fumbled snap and a penalty which set their drive back. But they were starting to get a little better gains with their veer, and let's see if they can get it on track here, because once it starts clicking, it can really go.
First down snap. Maurer to the air. Flaska eludes a couple of men. And a nice pickup of about 9. Corey Flaska, junior, and he's living proof. Number 8 there, Rob. You don't have to be big to play this game. Only 135 pounds is Corey Flaska.
Yeah, that's an excellent job. What really makes this play is Maurer right at he checked at line of scrimmage, Rick. He gave the receiver a signal. They got a package where you can either run a slant, a hitch, or a fade. And I think he signaled for him just to run a little bit of a hitch. Makes a nice job, shows some good quicks.
Second and short, they will go the air. Tipped and nearly picked off.
There was a mix-up there. Someone didn't get the audible that time at the line of scrimmage because we had 2 Glen Lake receivers in the same area, and that should never happen.
44, Mark Caswell, you see. There were 2 receivers out there, and it was right between the 2.
I think this young man right there, number 7, had the faux pas because he's supposed to run the slant. When the tight end runs the angle to the sideline, he has to clear that by running a slant. And he ran about 2 steps of the slant and stopped. What that does enables a quarterback to cover 2 people because they're right by each other.
Well, the team in defense are the Wildcats. They have the faux pas.
Sneak it to the right.
Busting for the first down is Jeff Mikowski, number 22.
That's the fullback trap. That's what's going to make this offense successful today. That was the first time we've seen him run it. It's just a little quick inside trap. You pull the left guard and you trap to the right, and you did a nice job. Picked up about 4 or 5 yards, keeps the drive going. Here it is. Look at Mikowski right behind the trap block. 63 pulling for Glen Lake was Scott Bunting.
Hey, the Glen Lake crowd below us saying, hey, come on, guys. We're still behind you. They've scored 36 points a game, so they don't need to panic.
I think that was a misread by the quarterback. That was inside veer, and he's got to give the ball to the dive back. You get a look at this, 45 Musselman comes through almost untouched, and Maurer pulled the ball out. That time, let's take a look at it. We're going to get a good, nice view of it right here. He's reading here. This is the area he's going to read. We're coming through here, and if there's no one there, he's got to just give it to the back. Let's see what happens. There's a little cross right there. That's a give all the way. There's no one there. You see Musselman come through clean, and Maurer kept the ball and got hit for a loss.
Flaska split out wide to the right on 2nd and long. He's looking out there. This is Garvin for the first down. Chris Garvin, a senior, and he's averaged 19 yards per reception. He got just about that on that catch as Mark Caswell bumped him out.
This was a slot formation to the right, and they ran like a kind of a baby wheel where they take the split end and they run him on a post, and Garvin, they run Chris on a kind of like an out and up down the sideline a little bit. There goes the split end clearing, and there's Garvin going down the sideline. Nice job. Nice, well-executed play. Glen Lake's coming out slinging the ball a little bit, trying to loosen things up. We have an injured player over on the sideline. I think it's a Pittsford player.
Well, I don't see it. Oh, there it is. It's on the far sideline. He's out of bounds, but they will stop time as they work on him. It's just to the left of the Pittsford bench as we look at it. And we can't even tell which team it is, has a man. Is it a Pittsford guy down?
I think I can see some, I think I see some blue pants through the people attending him right now.
It might be Mark Caswell, 44. I don't see him out there.
We get another look right here.
He made the tackle.
Yeah, I think he.
See him grabbing for the knee.
I think he might have twisted his knee just a little bit on the turf. This is hard for these kids. They haven't played on this type of surface, and it can really grab. If they don't wear the right type of footwear, sometimes the kids want to wear the nubby little cleats, and what happens is you can sometimes cause some type of injury where your knee's going to get, your foot's going to grab on a turf more than it would on any other surface, which is especially grass, which they plan for the entire year.
Coach Hollenbach exhorting his Lakers, and well, I tell you, in his 14th year, what a terrific job he's done over there. 72% winning percentage for Coach Hollenbach, and 6 playoff appearances. And good to see Mark Caswell on his feet. Let's hope that he's going to be all right.
It looks like he's holding his knee, limping off a little bit. I hope we see the young Mark Caswell back again before this game's over. Well, Maple City's come out throwing a little bit, Rick. They're starting to loosen them up, and they're hitting them with the fullback trap. And if it wasn't one misread by Maurer, you had another nice play to Musselman. So things are looking a little bit brighter for the Lakers right now.
And if they keep throwing, that'll open up a little bit more inside for Mikowski to run it. hurdling over one man. Musselman just got back to the line. The Pittsford players saying the ball is loose. I don't know if it is or not. The officials have not signaled yet, and now they do. The Wildcats have recovered. I didn't see it come out. I think that Todd Brasher got the football eventually for the Wildcats.
It'll come right off his hip a little bit. Boom, right there. It rolls behind him. That's a good job by the officials because it's been easy to lose that ball and blow the play dead.
Brasher forced it.
Well, that turnover's nothing new. Glen Lake had 7 last week in their 21-0 win over Kingston.
Option right. Salazar bobbles and then dribbles. He must play basketball, Rob, because he dribbled that perfectly.
That just shows sometimes you're living right. Glen Lake runs a fullback trap. They fumble it and don't recover it. This time it's well defended by number 88 for Glen Lake. Noonan forces the pitch, it bounces up, it comes right back into his hands, and Salazar was able to retain it.
Well, you mentioned the turf just a moment ago. On a natural surface, that probably doesn't make that clean bounce.
Yeah, it can be your friend, could be your enemy. Sometimes it bounces nice to you, other times it'll take a nasty hop.
Loss of a couple. Just under 9 minutes left in our first half. They will toss left this time for Salazar. He's got the speed. And bumped out at the 45. Nick Salazar with the 2 touchdowns we mentioned, 228 points now. He's joined the top 10 list in the all-time single-season scoring list in Michigan football history.
Look at, they got Larry, Curley, and Moore all pulling. They got all of them heading out there. They pull their center, their guard, and their tackle in this toss sweep. Now, you got to have some linemen that can run when you're doing a toss sweep to Salazar, who's a 400-meter champ in the state of Michigan, and you got a guard, center, and tackle that all can get out in front of them. There's a stat on Nick Grabowski, 94 yards receiving, a Class Double D record.
To the air, Draper looks for Grabowski, and he's got it! Oh, deflected and caught. Nick Grabowski, who pulled in the 56-yarder for the touchdown earlier in the game, showed great concentration on that one.
Now this is just a straight drop back, throw it down the middle to Grabowski. You see right here, Bauer goes right through his hands, right there, and Grabowski has nice concentration staying with the ball. We have a nice tight close-up of Grabowski here. Good job by our camera crew. Right on top. And there's Maurer, has it through his hands. Good concentration. That's why he's got 30 yards of catch too, Rick.
35 on that one. Toss left for Salazar. He eludes one tackler and brought down. Nice job there, though, by Maple City's Kurt Kolensky, number 80. He didn't make the tackle, but he slowed him down enough to allow his teammates to come in and make the stop.
Yeah, they're starting to adjust to it a little bit better. It's just a toss sweep, and they're pulling all 3 of their linemen. What Glen Lake may want to think about doing is trying to get some penetration between the linemen and try to get to Salazar before he can get going. They're right now they're trying to make some adjustments, but Pittsford keeps coming out with big play after big play.
Second down. This is Salazar on the draw. Cutting nicely. First and goal inside the 5.
I think Nick Salazar gets as many yards going backwards down the field as he does forward sometimes. He's a very elusive runner. He likes the spin. That time he picks up a couple extra. Here it is. Almost looks like they're pass blocking, but Law leads through the hole. The draw, he makes one miss right here. Nice cut. Here's going to be a little bit of a spin coming up. Well, he got forced to spin by his own guy, Moore. But then he turns backwards, picks about 3 more yards.
And the Noonan cousins, Russell and Ryan, combined to make the tackle for the Lakers. Option right, Draper will keep to the 1. And a good block by the right guard that time.
That was a nice individual effort by Draper, too. It looked like Glen Lake had it stopped. And he was able right here. You'll see he'll fake the dive to Laws. He'll come up right there. I think, who was that, number 58? For Glen Lake, Nathan Poplinski had a chance, but Draper was able to turn it up the field and pick up about 3 yards, setting up a second down and goal from the 1.
Quarterback sneak, and Draper follows center Mike Bump into the end zone for the 4th touchdown of the game.
Silent snap. That's only 2 people that have to go on that one, are the quarterback and the center, Rick. Everyone else just gets in their stance. Quarterback comes up when everyone's set, just touches the center, give them a little pat, and they go. You see right here, it's a silent snap.
He almost left a little early, didn't he?
Almost. He's got to make sure, the key to that is that your lineman, everyone gets set, or they're going to call you for illegal procedure. But he does a nice job.
So Kevin Dickey onto the field. He's converted both of his attempts. The 3rd conversion went awry when they went for 2 unsuccessfully. Grabowski will hold. Mike Bump, the long snapper. Good snap and spot, but we have a flag as the kick goes through. But let's check out the flag first of all. Could be a procedure call against the offense, and it is.
This pitcher, Coach Clement, what a wonderful job he's done with Pittsford, get them this far. And what a tremendous half they've had executing their offense to perfection.
An illegal formation on the offense.
Illegal formation. Now, how do you line up illegally in an extra point kick attempt?
Well, a lot of different ways. You can have too many men in the backfield is one way. You need to have at least 7 men on the line of scrimmage. You can't have 5 in the backfield. That might have been it.
Speaking of extra help that you mentioned, we're getting great help as always. Up here in the broadcast booth, spotters Steve Warner and Dan Edwards, Gordon Josma as well.
What does Gordon do, though?
He gets us drinks.
Okay.
Oh, the race is on for this wild snap. It's still loose.
It's dead.
It's a dead ball. You cannot run that in.
Once the defense touches it, they blow it dead.
College and pro ball, you can score defensively off an extra point. You cannot at the high school level. The minute he has possession, it is blown dead. Correct call by the officials. And the 2nd consecutive time Glen Lake has withstood the extra point attempt. But it's a solid 26-0 lead for the Wildcats here.
You see Dickey chasing the ball down. I'm not sure I really want to even try to pick it up back there on your own 40. Your chances of a successful extra point have diminished greatly.
It might have been a couple plays early on that Larry, Curley, and Moe analogy.
Let's watch right here, right in the middle. That's where you're going to see it. It's silent snap. He comes up, everyone's set. Actually, you see none of the offensive linemen move. You look right here. None of them move. Only ones that have to move are your center and your quarterback.
One of the state's great prep sports spectacles is the MHSAA Lower Peninsula Individual Wrestling Finals. This year, fans attending the Division I and II finals at the Kellogg Arena in Battle Creek and the Division III and IV finals at University Arena can order reserve seat tickets by mail. You can send for an order form after January 1st by writing the MHSAA at 1661 Ramblewood Drive, East Lansing, Michigan, 48823. Be sure to indicate which site you wish to attend when requesting an order form. And speaking of wrestling, make sure you stay with us at halftime. We're going to have an interview with Bill Bupp, Assistant Director of the MHSAA, to talk about the Michigan Weight Monitoring Program regarding weight and high school wrestling. Well, the Wildcats will boot it away once again. Good strong kick. Makowski back at his 8. Right up the gut. Still on his feet. Well, I'll tell you, the Lakers have done exceptionally well on kick returns in this game. They've gotten good field position because of that.
Yeah, that's been right now. That's been the highlight of their offense. Actually, the whole game for them is their special team. Okay, let's get a look right here. Although it's a little bit, if we get a look a little bit earlier, there's a new state rule, Rick, where you don't need 5 guys on the line of scrimmage on a return team. But look at the wedge right through here, set up. Makowski does a nice job sticking it up in there, makes one miss, and then goes back to where he originally wanted to go, and then shows some good foot speed. But that's why you have Nick Salazar, number 15, waiting back in the wings in case it does pop free.
44-yard return. Maurer looking for Flaska, and we'll get a flag on this one. Salazar feet got tangled up with Flaska, and the interference will come back in a 15-yard march off from the line of scrimmage.
We're going to get a look here, hopefully, Rick, of Maurer. He's starting to call a lot of plays at the line of scrimmage. He checks off. He's got some hand signals, either touching his head, pulling on his face mask when he gets to the line of scrimmage, which indicates to Flaska which pattern to run. As we indicated earlier, it could be a hitch, it could be a slant. That time, He signaled for him to run the fade. He touched it. I believe it was the top of his helmet, which indicated for Flaska just to run the fade.
This sophomore quarterback's done a lot of things right here in this first half. He hasn't gotten him in the end zone, but he's done a lot of good things.
Yeah, Coach Hollenbeck had nothing but praise for this young man.
He'll go to the air again in the flat, looking for Garvin. A diving effort, but couldn't handle it. Garvin not protesting, so you got to think the official was right on top of it over there.
Yeah, that time they really started to go. I mean, they must see something. They feel they can throw the ball. Now, it might be the fact that they haven't been able to run the ball. They have no choice. But right here, you see a nice tight look at Maurer. He wanted to throw the slant, but it wasn't there, so then he tried to throw the out. Tremendous effort. Not quite. Official right on top of the spot. Good positioning. Once again, we have the best officials in the state of Michigan here helping us out today. That's why they're here.
2nd and long. Flaska to the wide side. He'll try to set the screen for Mikowski. Boy, good reaction that time by Pittsford's Mike Bump. He's been in the center of the action on offense, and right there, he was in the center at the right place because Mikowski had a lot of room to run.
And Mike Bump does a nice job of sniffing and smelling out the screen. He stops his inside rush, sits back, looks for Mikowski, and was right on his hip when he caught the ball. He was able to make it for a short gain. Here we got to look at it. Let's watch for Mike Bump, number 51. There he actually comes from his defensive end position. What a great job. He came from a defensive end position to make that play.
3rd and 9. Picked off by the Wildcats. Back near midfield, Todd Brasher still rumbling, stumbling, and finally at the 36-yard line.
Well, they went to the well once too often. They've been trying to run the slant and run the little out underneath it, and Brasher, the linebacker, just steps right in front of it to make the play. Here's a look at Maurer. He wants to throw it. You see Brasher does a nice job getting to his hook zone.
31 yards.
Okay, let's take a look right here. As soon as this young man reaches pass, he's dropping here. And they're trying to run the slant. Oops. They're trying to run the slant, but they can't do it because Brasher gets to the hook zone. He steps right in front of it and makes the play. Nice job.
2 turnovers by the defense, both by Mr. Brasher. Recovered a fumble and picked off a pass, and now Salazar has the corner. But a good recovery over there. It appeared that Glen Lake's cornerback, I think it was Salazar, Mikowski. Who was it? Brian Maurer.
Hey, let's watch let's get a look at number 1, Nick Grabowski. That was I think you saw him right there pushing the young man by. But that shows he's a complete receiver. Not only can catch for 30 yards every time he gets the ball, but he's out there blocking, stock blocking at the point of attack, which enabled Salazar to pick up a few extra yards. That's a hard thing to teach your receivers. Every young man wants to catch the ball, but it's hard to get them to understand that it's just as important that they're blocking when they're not getting it.
2nd down, nothing there. That time the Glen Lake defense. You know, Glen Lake's one of 2 teams to make the finals after starting the tournament as the number 4 seed in their regional. That means you don't get a home game in either of the first 2 rounds if you're the number 4 seed. They worked their way through it and got near Farmington Hills. Harrison in Class A was the other number 4 team of a region to make it to the finals.
Strength of schedule sometime also will help you in your number 4 team, even though you may have lost a few more games during the season.
Keeping it on the ground, short yardage, but not enough. Again, good reaction that time by the center of that Glen Lake defense. Justin Kolensky in there. You're hearing a lot of the same names. Justin Kolensky and his brother Kurt Kolensky on the roster. The Mikowskis are cousins. The Noonans are cousins.
There's another look at it. Good defensive push inside. What do you think? You make the call here, Rick. 4th and 2. You're going to see the toss again to Salazar. They've had quite a bit of success with it, pulling the 3 interior linemen. Let's see what they can do. They're going to have to hustle.
Looks like a quick opener. Or an option this way. There is the quick opener. Very close. I think he got the first down.
Yep. Our spotter, Steve Warner, pointed something out. The officials are waiting longer before they blow the whistle now, if you've noticed. I think after the first inadvertent, they got a little bit more wise to what's going on, and they're waiting a little bit longer. We're going to have a measurement here. I think he's got it. It's hard to tell from here running about the 45-yard line, but from our vantage point, it looks like he has it.
I would concur, about half the length of the football. Had nice crowds yesterday here, Rob, at the Silverdome. Over 20,000 at the Dome for day one of the action. It's a great, great way to expand that Thanksgiving holiday weekend. You get 2 games for the price of 1, plus parking. And the first down.
That's a pretty telling statistic. I just passed over my partner here. We have 217 total yards in the first quarter by Pittsford versus 10 for Glen Lake. And the first downs, 8 for Pittsford, 0 for Glen Lake. Rob Draper, 144 yards passing.
He's already set a new double D record. And we're not done with the first half yet. Fumble in the backfield. And a mad scramble. I think the Wildcats kept it.
The officials signaling second down, so that means that Pittsford has hung on to it. Joe Laws came up from the bottom of the pile with it. Right here, right at the mesh point when he's getting the ball, there's contact by number 58, Nathan Poplinski. He's the one that forced the fumble. Number 78, Ben LaCrosse, had a chance for it, but Joe Laws comes out of the pile with it.
Excellent job by Nate Poplinski forcing that fumble, throwing his body in there.
Glen Lake's defense seems to be stiffening just a little bit here. Last time it took him 4 downs to get a first. Here's a draw.
Salazar, not much running room. Nick Salazar with the 33 touchdowns coming into this one has added a couple more, 4 touchdowns in all for the Wildcats in this first half. The Lakers of Glen Lake still looking for their first one. Pittsford located down at the southern central border of the Lower Peninsula. The wrist of Michigan, if you will.
The wrist.
Over the middle for Grabowski.
Oh, I tell you what, he almost made another phenomenal catch. He got his hands on it, timed his jump perfectly, and almost came down with that. And when it was thrown by Draper, I saw number 8, I believe that was Flaska, sitting back in the middle, just licking his chops, thinking he's going to get it. Here's another look. Draper dropping back, nothing fancy, straight drop, lets it go. Right at the end here, watch Grabowski time his jump. Really a nice job by Flaska, too.
A fine effort by Grabowski.
Both young men did a nice job.
4th down. In the pocket, they want to set up a screen, and nice defensive play by the Lakers' Nick Dunlop. 87 bats it away and gives the ball back to Maple City Glen Lake.
Nice stop for Glen Lake, a 4th down and 6 play, and Pittsford comes out and lets them come, the defensive lineman in. You'll see right here the penetration. They're also blitzing, which sometimes is perfect when you're running a screen because that pulls more defenders in. But look at Dunlap. What a nice play. Could almost intercepted that.
That'll help in the locker room, Rob.
Yeah, it will. I mean, it gives you a little bit of life. It's 26-0. But if you can come out and get a score early in the 3rd quarter, who knows what's going to happen.
49 seconds
see
left.
A fade right here at the bottom of Flaska.
They will draw play. Flag is down, and so is Jeff Mikowski, because Mike Bump almost got there at the same time the handoff did.
Yeah, he should have thrown the fade. I was trying to call the fade. I thought some signaling down at Flaska that he was going to run the fade, but it just must have been a false signal, and instead they run the draw. I got a feeling they might actually decline this penalty.
An illegal formation, 6 men on the line, decline, be 2nd down.
There's your explanation that time for illegal formation. You need to have 7 people on the line of scrimmage.
Clock starts now after the penalty decline. Maurer gives a signal with the tap of the helmet. Going long, and this one is picked off again. Rob Draper down the sideline, bumped out near the 10.
Nice play by Draper.
We have another flag on the field on the far side, away from the return. So So this flag could negate the interception.
We got another one in the middle of the field also.
I think that that might be on the return, but the other one is not going to be. So let's see. Glen Lake just needs one of these to be against Pittsford, and they won't lose the ball. There's the clip. On the return, I can't believe that the one on the far sideline.
Here's a look at the interception right here. Maurer dropping back, trying to look off to his right. He throws back to his left, some penetration by bump inside, which forces the ball. Here's another look. We're going to see right here. We're going to look here. You're going to be able to see they're going to cover 2 defense, and the safety just slides over and he'll make the play.
Pittsford will go up top. Caught by Grabowski. He will score again.
Jeff Mikowski for Glen Lake gambled that time. He got burnt. He lost the bet. He went for the interception. He didn't get it. Grabowski was able to make the play right behind it.
When the gamble went awry,
boom, there it is.
Grabowski
trying to get it.
Was past Mikowski.
Kind of skied right by him, didn't he?
Well, I don't know if Nick Grabowski's going to take that one. That's only a 29-yard touchdown
hurt
play.
His average.
Yeah.
But we're not making light of what we just saw. But it's just one more play to indicate what a fine team Pittsford, the Wildcats, have brought here with them today. Because this is a good Glen Lake team right now that they're going to go up on maybe 33-0 at half.
Kevin Dickey will kick it away, and it's good, and we've got a flag.
I think we have a roughing the kicker call.
Maybe a little frustration penalty there.
Mr. Dickey's not too happy with it either. Hopefully he's not hurt bad.
7 seconds left. The kick was good, by the way, making it 33. Is it? I've lost track here.
Yeah, roughing the kicker on the defense. It'll be assessed on the on the kickoff.
We're gonna get a look at this. I think it's gonna be right here. You're gonna see him come in here and run right. Almost gets the ball. It really is. He's making an honest effort for the ball to block it, and his momentum just carried him into Dickey. I think the penalty will be marked off on the ensuing kickoff, though, the 15-yard personal foul roughing the kicker penalty.
Rob Draper, Rob Rubik, has not only destroyed the Class D championship passing record, he's done it in one half of football.
I'll tell you what, he may be going for the record that we did yesterday for Kevin Bambanek from Farmington Hills Harrison. Broke Mill Coleman's record yesterday. And Rob Draper, now if the score gets too lopsided, though, I got to believe that Coach Clement won't be throwing the ball in the air and he'll be running it more. But he may have an opportunity. I think it's about 282 yards. I'm just trying to remember from yesterday that Bambanek set.
Exactly right. 282 Bambanek threw for yesterday, breaking the all classes record. Draper has already surpassed the Double D championship record. And with 7 seconds to go after the 15-yard march off, which is carried over from the extra point attempt, Mike Bump will probably knock this one short, and he does. Bobbled by an up man and taken down there.
That was Nick Dunlap, number 87. I don't think Nick is really happy that way. He's trying to pick the ball up. He's got 5 white shirts closing in on him, ready to smack him. But that gives when you have a 15-yard penalty, all you got to do is hit a little squib kick, and you still keep the team pinned up inside your 30-yard line.
So one more snap for the Lakers. And it's awful, awful tough when you have the type of season that Glen Lake has had. And they'll need some help in the locker room, but hey, they've got some extra help down there through the Lakers.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit in the second half about their coaching staff, and it's quite an array of ex-athletes, but athletes.
And that snap will conclude the first half, and what a half of football by the Pittsford Wildcats. will go to the intermission with a commanding 33-0 lead. Stay with us. You're watching the MHSAA on Pass.
The MHSAA On Pass is presented by Farm Bureau Insurance, proud sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award, and by the United Dairy Industry of Michigan, promoting healthy eating habits through the Sports Nutrition Award Program.
Down on the Silverdome turf, the Pittsford Marching Band is doing a fine job entertaining the folks here, and they're also enjoying the scores. You see Pittsford on top, 3 running touchdowns and 2 long touchdown passes, providing the impetus for Pittsford, which has blanked Maple City. And the Glen Lake Lakers have moved the ball at times, but been unable to get into the scoreboard as of yet. Stay with us. One of your sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance.
In every corner of the state, Michigan folks receive a special kind of insurance help from Farm Bureau Insurance agents. Help when it counts. People talking with people, and that'll never change. Wherever you live, whatever your lifestyle, your Farm Bureau agent is near you and has one objective.
We're making your future more predictable. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hey, cookies. Say, you know, I think our neighbor might like one too. Yeah? Well?
Here you go.
Thank you.
Got milk?
Come home to the Hilton Suites of Auburn Hills and enjoy the peaceful, quiet elegance and the warmth of our cozy lobby. You'll feel right at home within the confines of a large living room, a separate bedroom with a king-size bed, plus other comfortable amenities. Be it business or pleasure, come home to the Hilton Suites of Auburn Hills, located across from the Pontiac Silverdome.
Satisfaction guaranteed. That's what you get when you stay at the Drury Inn, home of the free quick start breakfast. Pastries, coffee, juices, and more. At Drury Inn, your comfort is important. That's why we offer a variety of amenities. We're your home away from home. Conveniently located near the action of the Pontiac Silverdome and the Palace of Auburn Hills, the Drury Inn welcomes the MHSAA football finals. The Drury Inn, you expect satisfaction, and you get it.
You see the Wildcats of Pittsford with a huge first half and a large advantage at the intermission here from the Pontiac Silverdome. At halftime of the Class Double D Championship game, we're joined by MHSAA Assistant Director Bill Bupp to talk about the Michigan Weight Monitoring Program, a program, Bill, which has been quite a few years in the making.
We've been working about 5 years, Rick, to get the Michigan Weight Monitoring Program to the point that we have it right now. It's off and running, and we're really excited. We've done a lot of work to get to this point, a lot of education, and we're thrilled that it's beginning to do what we want it to do.
What led to all this, Bill?
Well, we're very concerned about the safety of weight reduction, the concern that athletes in the wrestling sport were doing some things that weren't very healthy, sweatsuits with plastic suits, saunas, those kinds of things. We knew that that wasn't healthy. We knew they were starving themselves. We knew they were taking no water during periods of time, and we wanted to make sure that was corrected. It was unsafe, unhealthy, and so we said we had to do something to make sure that those kids were healthy while they competed.
What are the specific goals of the program?
We want to make sure that every kid who is involved in our wrestling program will wrestle at a safe, healthy weight, and that during the period of 5 months that wrestling goes on, that he will be healthy throughout the time. He won't deprive himself of water or food, and be able to grow. Because at this time, in the age group we're talking about, kids have tremendous growth spurts, involved in a lot of growing and a lot of size increase and so on and so forth.
Bill, there was a program back in November called the 100% Dry Run. Tell us about that.
What we did this year was to put all schools, 444 schools that sponsor wrestling, into a position that they would practice the weight monitoring program, which involved the skin fold measurement and the whole ordeal. We're doing everything except applying the rules this year, and with that in mind, we were very, very successful. Over half of the schools have taken care of their project right now, and we're looking to finish that up before too long, probably within the next 2 weeks, and we'll have everybody through it. So next year, when we do it for real, we won't have people worried about their first try through. They'll do it right. They'll do it. They'll know some of the shortcomings and have some understanding of the time that it takes.
And one of the fine additions by one of our sponsors, the United Dairy Industry, has been the Sports Nutrition Award. What's that all about?
The Sports Nutrition Award is given to 2 schools in every weight class, or in every division, 4 divisions, that do something extra to promote health and nutrition among their wrestling program. And we've had some exciting creative activities that are involved with this. It involves a considerable amount of money to the school, a scholarship for an athlete, and a reward for a coach and what we call a nutrition liaison, a chance to go golfing for a weekend on the United Dairy Industry. And it's really been an exciting addition to our program.
Thanks for joining us, Bill.
You bet, Rick. Thanks for having us.
And one of our sponsors, not only of the Sports Nutrition Award, but our broadcast today, is the United Dairy Industry of Michigan.
Captain, here's your cookie.
Nope. Got milk?
Whether they live on the farm, in the country, the suburbs, or downtown, Farm Bureau Insurance serves them all. Life, home, retirement, auto, business.
We're making your future more predictable. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Farm Bureau Insurance.
Hey! You stink! 16, you stink! You moron! What? You play like a bunch of jerks. What? Wanna watch that? Hey! Nice stinking work.
Would you act like this at a high school game? If you were the only fan in the stands?
Nice way to play. That's beautiful.
Next time, pretend you are.
In every corner of the state, Michigan folks receive a special kind of insurance help from Farm Bureau insurance agents. Help when it counts. People talking with people, and that'll never change. Wherever you live, whatever your lifestyle, your Farm Bureau agent is near you and has one objective.
We're making your future more predictable. Farm Bureau Insurance.
Farm Bureau Insurance.
Back at the Pontiac Silverdome, Pittsford's Wildcats with a strong 33-0 lead. And boy, I tell you, you get to this level, Rob Rubik, and you can't dream of a better half of football than Pittsford's gotten.
They've just put all the elements together. They've utilized their speed, their power, their defensive pursuit. They're the total package. You're a wonderful team, well coached by Coach Clement.
Well, let's check out some of those scoring plays in that first half. First of all, we see the opening kick return by Pittsford.
Yeah, this really sets a tempo for the whole half. He returns it all the way, I believe, to the Maple City Glen Lake 28-yard line.
It was Andy Town with the opening kickoff of the game, and that did send a message.
Yeah, it gives you tremendous field position. Mauer makes a diving tackle to actually save a touchdown. Now we're going to get a look at the second play right here. What makes this play go is you're going to see all three of the offensive linemen for Pittsford pull and get good blocks when they get outside. Now we're going to freeze it again when it gets to the end. Now we'll keep going. When we get to the end of the play here, you're going to see the kick-out block and the seal block right here. Freeze it here. We got a nice block here, a nice block here. It opens up the lane, and that's just wonderful athletes when you can pull a guard, center, and tackle. I was just talking to Jerry Svengros at halftime, and he said what speed they have in their interior line. Here's the next play. We got Grabowski on a 56-yard TD pass from Draper. It was a 3rd down and 1 that really makes this go, Rick. You got the defense biting up, a nice well-delivered pass. Stumbles a little bit, picks up his speed, and this is the man that's second in the state in the 400 meters. Got lost to who is the tailback, Nick Salazar, from his own team.
So that gave them the 14-0 lead. They came back and they called on Salazar from a different formation this time.
Yeah, split backs, they come up, and it's just a straight-ahead power move. And this is the one we got a nice block from his left guard. I think that was Brasher, who did a little bit of a double bump. He went tackle the linebacker and made that play work.
Rob Draper then on the silent count.
Yeah, that's just coming up. You and your center, you work on this all the time, a silent snap, follow bump over the center, easy score.
Bumps had a whale of a first half. And then we see Grabowski from Draper.
Right here, Mikowski for Glen Lake tries to make the big play, gets the interception, but he can't quite get there. Grabowski once again concentrates. Touchdown for Pittsford, and they've opened up a 33-0 lead. Looks a little bit insurmountable possibly right now.
Well, we look at the numbers, and they tell the story right there. 328 total yards and 37 for Glen Lake, and 3 turnovers as well. And, boy, I tell you, Glen Lake's coaching staff will try to get the guys together, and I guess they're probably not talking about right at this stage coming back and how to win the game, but they're just trying to get on the scoreboard first.
Yeah, and right now they're just trying to kids keep their heads up. You made it to the Dome. There's every other Class Double D team in the state's watching today, so keep playing hard. But the key point here is look at the turnovers. That's 3-0. The rushing 155 yards, and when you can rush for 155 yards, then you can pass for 170. It just opens up the total game, and the defense does not know where you're going to hit them. And Maple City knew coming in that they'd turn the ball over. They had 7 last week and still won 21-0, but it was on a wet, muddy field. But today against a quality team like Pittsford, you just can't do that, Rick.
Boy, and the 173 yards by Rob Draper throwing a new Class Double D championship game record. So it's just been a terrific first half for the Wildcats. But we've still got 2 quarters of football to go, so stay with us. You're watching the MHSAA on Pass.